You got it bad, you got it bad for me, babe. I don't feel glad that I can have this, babe. Nobody but you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is something you guys have been asking me. When you gonna drop the video? When you gonna drop the video? When you gonna drop the video? Well, I'm about to do the video for y'all right now. This video is the worst date experience since I've been in Ghana. This has to be the worst date I've ever went on. Okay? Let's just make a disclaimer real quick. I'm not making this video to bash anyone. I'm not making this video to bully, make fun of, anything like that. I'm just talking about my personal experience and how I felt when I was on that date, okay? So this is nothing about the guy. It's just me. This is a me issue that I did not enjoy the person, okay? All right, so let's talk about what we have today. So of course I have to always have food when I do a mukbang. That's just my personal preference because I like to eat and talk. Like, you know, it just gives a more home feeling. But okay, I got some pizza from Barcelos. And I got some fries. And that's it. I'm gonna do a screenshot. Anyways, I guess we should get right into it, right? Let's start off by saying this, okay? I am a hopeless romantic. I'm really not so hopeless, but I'm very, very, very romantic. So I like flowers. I like opening the door for me. I like, you know, just romantic gestures. Like that's all I saw my dad doing when I was growing up. So that's all that I stand for when I'm dating, okay? So by the first 30 minutes I meet you, I can already tell if I'm gonna like you by if you pulled up with flowers, or if you opened the car door, if you even got out the car to greet me. Like, I can already tell the vibe from the first 30 minutes. So let's just keep that in mind, okay? Anyways, let's fast forward to that day, that very day. That day, I was at my friend's house. We were just chilling, having a girls' night sleepover. My friend was telling me, like, you should get out more. You can't be in the house and think you're gonna find, like, a guy that you really like. Because I'm always talking about how I don't have a boyfriend. Like, I don't want one. But it's like, you know, it'd be nice to have somebody to call and all this and all that. Because all of my friends have boyfriends. So it's like I'm the only one that's single. So I don't really need a boyfriend. But it's like, it's nice to have one. And I always say that. I'm like, oh, it must be nice. But I be joking, but I be serious. Like, oh, it must be nice, must be nice. So my friend's like, look, you have to start going out. You can't be just in the house and curving every guy that messages you on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever. If you're trying to be in a relationship, or you would like to be in a relationship, or if you're trying to meet somebody, period. I'm like, you're right. From now on, I'm not going to turn down any more dates.
Relax.
That was my first mistake, okay? Because sometimes dates have to be turned down. You can't go on every date that somebody asks you to go on. But I'm like, I'm just gonna stop turning down dates. That's not even what my friend said. My friend never said that. She just said you have to, like, at least go out with some people. You can't, she didn't mean just accept everyone's offer to go on a date. She didn't mean that. I was texting him, I think, the day before and the day of. And yet, like, the day before, I was telling him, like, I don't really want to go out today. I'm busy. Maybe tomorrow. So then tomorrow comes, which is the day of the date. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go. But in my head, I didn't even want to go on the date, okay? I did not want to go. I'm at her house. I'm like, dang, I really have to go on this date. And it's like, the reason why I didn't want to go was nothing against him, like I said. But I just wasn't feeling like in the mood to go on a date with him. I don't know. We were texting on Snapchat. We exchanged, like, pictures. And I'm like, okay, might as well just see what his personality's like, you know? So, let's go on this date then. Let's go on the date. And I agreed to it. We set a time or whatever. And I think the original plan was to like go out to eat, because he had a plan. He said, let's go out for dinner and maybe do this or that. And I'm like, how about we go to the beach instead? Like, the beach is more, like, it's not too intimate. I don't know. Like, a dinner is too, you know, too serious to be like a first date kind of thing for me. I don't really like dinners unless I already know you, because I don't like the awkwardness of sitting across from you and having to ask and get to know you while I'm trying to eat, because I get nervous on dates and I'm scared to eat and look messy. So I don't like doing dinner dates until I actually know you. I like spontaneous stuff, like let's go to the beach, let's go for a walk, let's go do this, let's go ride scooters, let's go ride bikes, let's go, like, stuff like that. I don't want to just be sitting there like, yeah, so what do you do? And like, no, I don't like that. So we agree for the beach. And the Body Beach, they have like a cool little like date night vibe. I'm laughing because it's gonna get really funny soon. But La Body Beach has like a cute date night vibe, especially around this time. They bring out fire pits, they have horses, you can walk along the beach, you can sit down in your own section on lounge chairs, get drinks, get food, ride the four-wheelers. Keep in mind, we didn't do any of that, like, whatever. But let's get into the actual story, bro. I'm over here giving you all this long introduction. Okay, I finally text him like, yeah, meet me at my friend's house, I'm gonna come outside, we can go on this date around whatever time. I don't even remember what time it was at night though, of course. So I get in, no, he pulls up, he's like, I'm outside. I don't even think he called me, I think he texted me. And red flag. I like boys that come to the door, ring the doorbell, you know, stuff like that. Be a gentleman. Come on, don't embarrass me in front of all these people. So since I already didn't want to go, every little thing was irking me. Like, in my head, I was just telling my friend, I'm like, dang, I really got to go on this date tonight. I really got to go. Like, I really don't want to go. So I should have just stayed home right then. But she's like, well, she didn't say go, but she said, if you don't want to go, then don't go. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. So he pulls up. His car is nice. Me and my friend peeped through the gate to see what kind of car he drove. Because, I mean, it's not really important, but don't come pick me up in no trotro because I'm not going to get in, you know? Like, sometimes it does matter if we're going on a date. So I got to see what he was pulling up in. It was a nice car. I don't even remember what it was, but it was nice. It was clean and all of that. When I opened the gate, I walk up because he parked, like, his driver's side was towards the gate, so I had to walk around the car to get to the passenger side. As soon as I opened the gate to go to go outside from inside the house, as soon as I opened the gate to the house, he's like, hey, sexy.
Oh, wow. I am disgusted.
Oh my God. I had to act like I didn't hear a thing. So I walk around the back of the car because I'm kind of shy. I don't like walking in the front of the car so that I can see like me. I like to walk in like the back, so I'm kind of like hidden until I sit down. I mean, that's weird. That's a weird thing that I do, but I did that. He had a truck too, so I had to. So it was further for me to go from the back to the side or from the front to the side. But I was trying to process that he called me sexy, that I couldn't even. Like, I was so disgusted that I was trying to waste as much time. As soon as he said, hey, sexy, I'm like, this is a bad idea. Anyways, I get in the car, and I'm like, what did you say? I had to act like I didn't hear. I had to, like, make him repeat it to make sure what I heard was what I heard. I said, what did you say? And he said, oh, I said, hey, sexy.
Why would you say that?
Fix it.
Why would you say that?
You're going to repeat it? Like, you think that's... Let's clarify why it's such a big issue. This is the very first time I've ever seen this guy in person. Ever. This is the first time I've ever seen this guy in person. So the first words you have for me is, hey, sexy. Ew. Like, that is so disgusting to me. I was so grossed out when he repeated it too. I'm like, so you really think that's okay to say to me on the first date? Like, I'm really shook. I'm like... In my head, I'm like, is he serious? Who says, hey, sexy to somebody on the first date? Like, at least say, hey, how are you? You look nice. Or, I like your dress. Or something like that. But just straight up, hey, sexy. Is this a hookup? Like, or are we going on a date? What is this? So I was already grossed out from that. And after he repeated it, I'm like, oh, he actually thinks there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, sexy. Whatever. I'm like, I'm going to trust the process. I'm always trying to trust the freaking process, knowing dang well the process don't need to be trusted in. After it shows me the first time that it don't need to be trusted in, I should just let it not be trusted. Okay? But I get in the car, and he proceeds to compliment me like, I love your body. I love your body shape. Something like that. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Not. So, what's your name? Where are you from? Why'd you move here? Like, none of that. Just straight, I love your body type. You look so good. Like, I like what I see. You look... This boy said, you look thicker in person.
Stop it. Get some help.
I was speechless. I said, oh, really? Like, I said, oh, really? Like, what kind of compliments are these? They're so weird. I'm like, why would you tell me this? Like, it's disgusting. Like, am I the only girl that has an issue with this? I don't know. It was just weird. It was just so weird. So, after all that, he's like, after I said, really, he's like, I'm sure it's not the first time you heard that. And I'm like, actually, it is. Like, no guy has ever just straight up said, you look thicker in person. Nobody has ever told me that. And so I like what I see. Like, okay, like, let's get into real life. We're in the real world. I don't know what world you're in, but we're in the real world. So let's talk about actual stuff that has actual substance to it, okay? So we're in the car. After those compliments, he pulls off, and then we're just driving for a little minute. And it's very awkward because he doesn't start any conversation, and I'm grossed out. Usually I'm the type that if the guy don't start the conversation, I'll start it for him because I like to talk. But I was trying to process what I was hearing, and I was texting my friends at the same time, like, y'all, this is the worst day ever. And then he was like, are you okay? He kept asking, am I okay? I'm like, okay, I'm straight. Like, let's go. So, as we're driving, this is the first time the car ride has been so silent. Like, there was no words exchanged for like almost majority of the ride. I said, I like your music taste because this playlist was fire. Like, it was a good playlist. And I'm like, this is fire. He said, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. And that was almost all the small talk we had. Like, I want to say he did ask me, I can't even remember what questions he asked me. I don't even think he asked me where I'm originally from, anything like that. I think he did ask me, do I have any siblings when I was in the car? I don't even remember. But he was not trying to get to know me at all. Like, I was just there just to take up space. But he didn't ask no questions, really. I didn't ask no questions, really. I'm like, let's wait till we get to the beach, and then I'll start asking questions if you don't ask any. So we're on the way to the beach, and the car ride is cool. It was a cool car ride. It was quiet, it was awkward, but it was cool. Like, I was singing the songs, so I knew all the songs. The car was clean, it smelled good, everything was good on that behalf. When we get to the gate of the beach, first of all, I've been to that beach so many times, and I've been to that area like of the beach one time. And the first time I went, it was actually a vibe. Like, I went with this other guy, and he was actually like really sweet, and like I have nothing negative to say about him at all. So I went with him the first time, but this time when I went, like, I already knew. Okay, let me just tell a story. There's two entrances to Labadi Beach. There's the main entrance open to the general public, and then there's like a hotel entrance, which is like for hotel residents, like the Labadi Beach Hotel. There's an entrance for the hotel too, and it's more like private, I guess, exclusive. So we get to the hotel, and the security guy asked him, like, do you have a room here? You look familiar. And the guy's like, huh? He keeps pressing, like, you have a room here tonight? You look so familiar. Like, are you staying here? Or something like that. Do you have a booking for tonight? And he's like, I'm just going to the beach. And then he said, you look familiar. Have you been here before? And he's like, I'm sure. Like the exchange between them was so awkward. I honestly think that the guy who I was going on a date with was staying in that hotel with a different girl that same night. Because the way the security guard was smiling at me, like, do you have a room here? Asking the guy, like, across from me and looking at me and smiling and smirking. I'm like, the way the conversation was going, it really gave me vibes. I have a good, like, instinct or intuition. So whenever I think something is going on, I'm always right about what I think. And I will die on that hill. Like, whenever I think something is happening, it's happening. So I think that guy was staying at that hotel tonight with a different girl and then brought me here for a date. Is gonna come back after he drops me off. That's genuinely what I thought, what I think, because the way they were, or he just brings girls here all the time. Like, he's a regular and he just brings girls to the hotel and whatever. Now, I could be wrong, but I genuinely think that it was something off about that exchange, okay? So the security guard finally lets us through after all the back and forth, like, are you staying here tonight? You have a room tonight? And looking at me, you with this player, he's gonna like, we get to the entrance, like, after you get to the hotel parking lot, you park behind the hotel, and then there's a separate entrance, people who are staying at the hotel. So we get there, and we go to the security guard, and we're trying to go to the beach. And the guy's like, oh, you can't come this way to go to the beach anymore because people took advantage of using this space and don't actually stay. Basically, when you come through the hotel entrance, you're supposed to stay at the hotel, only buy food from the hotel and only buy drinks from the hotel. So if you're gonna come through the hotel entrance, you have to stay basically in the hotel area. You can't cross the rope and go to the beach, like the main beach, and do all the other stuff. So I guess they had a hard time differentiating between who is actually patronizing the hotel food and who is using the entire beach for food and all that other stuff. I already knew that, but I can let the guy know that I've been here before. So I'm like, oh dang, really? We can't go this way? Acting like I've never been here before. Even in the car, he asked me, like, which side do you want to go in, the main entrance or the private entrance? And I said, I don't know, what's the difference? He's like, I've never been here before. I mean, like, just being like I've never been here before, like I don't know nothing. But I knew exactly what I was doing. Anyways, we get to the gate. Security guard is like, yeah, we can't let you in this way because people always come through this entrance and then end up going on across the other side of the beach. The guy's like, you don't know me? I'm like, dang, who does he think he is? Like, he said we can't go, so we can't go. But he's like, you don't know me? And the security guard's like, no.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Okay.
We talk or whatever. We end up making an agreement. I think he calls one of his friends that work at the hotel, like, at that gate. And they agreed to, if we buy drinks at the bar at the hotel, then we can sit and, like, have an exclusive kind of like vibe. So we went to the bar and we got drinks. I ordered a drink, he orders his drink, and we're sitting at the bar. While we walk him to the bar, he's asking if he can, like, hold me, like, hold my waist. I'm like, no thank you. Like, I think I said no, like, no thanks, because I don't like being touched and you don't know me. How you trying to touch me on the first date? Like, I don't like physical contact unless I know you or, like, I'm comfortable with you. If I'm not comfortable with you, don't try to touch me, hug me. Like, don't do any of that, especially if you already giving off weird vibes. Anyways, we get to the bar, we order drinks. He orders a drink, I order my drink, and we're just chilling. Like, we're watching the TV. It's very awkward because he doesn't really ask anything about me. He was, like, trying to start a conversation a few times. Like, he would ask me random questions, like, do you have any siblings? I don't know where. And I wouldn't even know. No, this is what really ticked me off. He went to, because I went on this girls trip recently to the Hillberry Hotel in the Bree. So he was telling me that he went to that hotel because of me. Like, after I went, he went too because he saw that I was there. He wanted to go. Like, I gave him the idea to go to the hotel and eat lunch or dinner, whatever. I'm like, oh, wow, cool. So I was telling him my experience. The boy was so disconnected, as if he wasn't even on earth. I was telling him my experience, just trying to have conversation while we were drinking, because I don't want it to just be silent. It's weird if it's silent. So I was just talking, and if you know me, you know I can talk. Like, give me a topic, I will go on and on and on and on, and you will not hear the end of it. So I probably was talking too much, but I wasn't talking that much. And if you like somebody, you will listen anyways. They just telling him the rundown. It wasn't even the full length of the story. It was the rundown of my experience. After I was done talking, it was just silent. There's no like, like, oh, really? Or wow, or wow, that's crazy. Like, it was just silent. I'm like, did you hear me? And then he's like, yeah. The way I wanted to leave that day after that, if someone's telling you a story about an experience they had, actively listen. Like, while they're talking, reassure that you're listening. Like, yeah, yeah. And then when I'm done, feedback. I need feedback. What do you think? What do you, like, why are you so disconnected? And the same thing happened in the car. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I was talking to him and he didn't respond back. It's so annoying. Like, if I'm talking to you, if you ask me a question and I answer it, or I'm telling you a story and I'm telling you like an experience I had and you don't even respond, like, it makes me mad, because are you even listening to what I'm saying? And if you are listening, say something back. Like, why are you just sitting there like you can't hear anything that I'm saying? That pissed me off, honestly. So I'm like, after that, I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like, I really didn't even want to go to the beach no more. I just wanted to go home. But I'm like, he paid for the drinks, or he didn't pay for the drinks yet, but he's gonna pay for the drinks. So let me just vibe out until it's time to go. We get the drinks. We had like small talk. Like, he'll ask me random questions like, what do you do, or something like that. I don't even think he asked me what do I do. I don't think he asked me am I a college student. I don't think he asked me what school I go to. He asked me weird stuff, like random stuff, like do you have siblings? That's the one question I remember besides all the awkward ones. Anyways, after we get our drinks, we go back and sit down, and then we finally get to the beach, like the private area, the secluded area of the beach. We get our lounge chairs, and I'm kind of cold. It's pretty cold at night at the beach, so I'm like, I'm freezing. He didn't offer me his jacket or anything, but the fireplace came. I think I asked him to get a fire pit. I'm like, yeah, it's cold. And then they were saying that we couldn't have the fire pit because we were too close to some rope and it'll catch on fire. I don't know, whatever was happening, but we eventually got the fire pit. We're sitting there, and then he gets at Labadi Beach, there's like this guitarist that will like sing you a song for a tip or whatever. He asked me, he's like, should I tell him to come over? And I'm like, if you want to. And he calls him over and he says, do a freestyle song for me. And he starts the guy starts playing his song and he starts singing. I wanted to laugh so hard, because tell me why the guitar player sings the same song that he sung to me when I first came to the beach. I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was on accident, but I'm like, this man said freestyle and you're gonna sing me a song that I done already heard before. I wanted to tell him like, yo, he's not even freestyling. But remember, I told the guy that I'd never been to this beach, like this area before, so I didn't want to blow my cover. So I'm like, I'm laughing inside, like, this man is singing the same exact song he sung to me when I came here with my brother and my friends. Like, it's the same exact song. This isn't even a freestyle. Like, I was literally dying laughing. And I was just so bored out of my mind. And thank the Lord, it started raining. Ooh! I've never been so happy in my life. Because when that rain came down, I'm like, thank God. Like, I was waiting for him to ask me, are you ready to go? As soon as he asked, I was like, yep, like, let's go. Like, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, yep, let's go. Like, the rain came, and when I tell you I was saved by the rain, like, thank God for that. Okay, after it started raining, we, like, walked back to our car. He pays for the bill for the drinks, and we go back to our car. We're walking to the car, and he's like, it's only right that I hold you. And he don't even ask at this point. Like, the first time he asked, but this time, he said, it's only right that I hold you, and he grabs my waist. I'm like, I pull his arm off like this, like a bug. I'm like, what do you mean it's only right that you hold me? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to hold me. Then we get in the car, and we're talking, and he's like, what are you doing tomorrow? And I'm like, I don't know, like, because I knew that I was not going out with him. And he's like, how about we go for lunch tomorrow? And I'm like, okay, we'll see. When I say we'll see, this is a hint for everyone out there. When I say we'll see, just know that it's never happening. Like, once I say we'll see, in my mind, I already made up that I'm not going. okay? Or I'm not doing it. We'll see means heck no. If I say yeah, if I say maybe, okay, there's a chance. If I say yeah, or I'll say I'll let you know, there's a chance. If I say we'll see, that means don't even expect to hear back from me, because I'm not gonna give you any updates. Oh my god, I almost forgot. We're driving on the way back home. It's raining. He's playing music. We're in the car. We get to a red light. This grown behind man has the nerve to ask me, can I get a little peck at the red light? The way I almost threw up in my mouth, I was like, there's no way he's asking me for a peck at the red light. How old are you? And you don't know me. And after this date, I feel like you know me even less than before the date. Like I feel like we went backwards after this date. Like you didn't even learn anything about me. So I think you know less about me than before that I even met you. So I'm like, a peck at the red light? I don't know how I said no, but I just know that I was like, Or I might have just ignored it, like I didn't hear it. I don't know, but I just know that I did not give him no kiss. Because after this date you just gave me and you expect a kiss, I feel like, okay, it's one thing, it's different. If a guy pulls up, first date, first impression, flowers, he got a nice outfit on, buy you chocolates, he like being real romantic, opening the door, walking behind you, like, you know, being a gentleman, getting to know you, asking you questions, like the vibe is there, the vibe is good, it's fun, we're laughing, we're having a good time, and then you ask for a kiss. It's cool on the first date. Like with certain circumstances, it's okay. I'm not saying it's just grotesque to ask for a kiss on the first date, because it's not. But you have to earn it. You can't just expect me to just be all over you after you gave me the worst date and didn't even ask me or get to know me. Or I haven't even got to know you. Like, you can't just expect all these, can I hold your waist? Can I hug you? Can I kiss you? What did you do to prove that? Like, what did you do to gain any of that affection? Because what I want to do right now is throw up. Like, what did you do to think that you could ask me for a kiss? You can't just be showing up like giving bare below minimum garbage and expect me to kiss you and hug you and hold you. And no, like, that's not how that works. I don't know what girls you dealt with, but I'm not that girl. Please, I was grossed out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm ready to go home. Like, please just take me home. We get back to our friend's house, and after he parks, I want to say he asked me for a hug, and I'm like, you know what, I'll give you a hug. He did ask me for a hug. I said, okay, I'll give you a hug. But this is the last you ever gonna hear from me again. I ain't say that, but I'm in my head like, yeah, I'll give you a hug. Like, for sure. I hug everybody. I don't really care. I'll hug a stranger. I don't care. I will give you a hug. That's nothing. I got out the car. So then he texts me and he's like in the morning he texts me and he's like, are you down for lunch today? Like, I don't even think I respond. I think I left it on open. And then I blocked him so he couldn't message me anymore. And then he texts me on WhatsApp and he's like, we should talk about what happened we should talk about last night. There's two sides to every something. He didn't say two sides to every story. He said like two sides to every feather or something like that. And I'm like, so you really thought last night was the night of your life? Like, you really thought last night was a good date? You trying to tell me at your big age, you really think that last night was a good enough impression for date number 2? Because there's no way. The way it was so quiet, like the whole date was just so silent the whole day. I would, like, if I was him, I wouldn't even want to go out with me again. Like, I'd be like, dang, she don't even talk. Like, you know, because I wasn't talking. So if I was him, I would be thinking, dang, she was the worst date of my life too. She didn't even let me hug and kiss her. Like, that's what I would be thinking. So I'm trying to figure out how he, even to the next day, he really had the nerve to ask me out again. I'm like, did I miss something? Was there something else that happened that I missed? I have no idea, and I really don't care, because I would never talk to him again. And from now on, I'm very picky on who I go on dates with. The first impression is everything. I need you to come. If you coming, I need you to come hard. Like, don't just be coming to me on nonsense. But that's pretty much the end of my story time. Like, I haven't heard from him since. If you're the guy that I went on a date with and you come across to the end of this video, I guess thanks for watching. Don't take any offense to anything I'm saying. It's nothing against you. I'm just trying to teach you how to treat a lady. I am a lady. I'm not a prostitute. You're not gonna just pick me up, buy me drinks, and then think I'm just gonna be kissing you, hugging you, rubbing you. No, that's not how that works. I need romance. So if you watch this far, thank you for watching. I'm gonna start doing story times more. I have a whole notes of story times that I want to do. Give me some feedback on how y'all think this story time went and how y'all think this date went. And if you were him, what would you do different to like me? If I was on a date with you, what would you do that was different to make the date better? So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.